Okay, y'all, I'm back. Part 2 of being a crash out. So, let me talk about me first, because if I start talking about me, y'all might listen, because y'all don't like when people talk about y'all. You don't like when you see yourself in a situation. So, if I talk about me, I'm only going to give you a little bit, and some of y'all can relate. So, crash out instances for me. I found out one time that a guy I was seeing was cheating on me. Like, literally cheating on me. And I'm the type of person that when I deal with you, there is nobody else. I wouldn't care if it was Usher Mammy, Chris Brown, Nino Brown. I wouldn't care if it was Downtown Brown. I don't care who it is. I don't care how much money they have, how fine they are, what they offer me. I don't even care if I'm extremely a lot attracted to them, right? I might think that they the next thing, best thing to sliced bread. But when I'm dealing with you, you could look like Jerome off of Martin, and I'm dealing with you, and I'm still not going to cheat on you. I'm not going to give that other person attention via text, via telephone calls, via flirting, anything like that. It is what it is. When I'm with you, I'm with you. And when I'm not, it's over. Yeah, because my cutoff game is strong. So, I had this thing where I'm also very, 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 very honest. And I like to develop relationships with people where we have that understanding from the very start. I don't have anything to hide. I'm not going to lie. If you want to know anything, ask me. As a matter of fact, let's lay this all out on the table. This is who I am. This is who I was. This is who I am. You get what I'm saying? Whatever. We're going to talk about things so that I don't have to, you don't have to hear anything about me. You don't have to guess about me. You don't, listen, what you see is what you get, right? So because of that, and because of how I grew up, there was a loyalty code that you just didn't break with me. And when you broke it, I didn't really ever plan on being a crash out. Let's talk about it, y'all. Let's get into this deep. I never planned on being a crash out. I don't like to fight. I didn't like to fight. I didn't like to go off. Like, I didn't even know I was capable of going off until my feelings were involved. And I was lied to, and I was out of my mind for like 2 whole years. And this is what I mean. Like, that thing would not leave me. Even when he was done cheating, there was nothing he could do to convince me that he wasn't cheating, child. There's nothing. If he did one thing that looked similar, you know what I mean? That looked like a small iota when I caught him cheating, any type of familiar behaviors, oh my God. I started creating scenarios in my head. Yeah. Where you been at? Who you been at? Right? And then let's talk about when I actually caught him, right? I didn't catch him in the act. I don't think I would have be able to talk to y'all, because I think I would have went to prison again. When I actually caught him with the female, crash out is an understatement. Like, I didn't put my hands on him or her, but I did pull something out. And I did reach way back in my seat to pull something else out, and the Lord was like, hey, yo, no sir. Because I didn't like being lied to. I flipped out. I didn't care who was around. I didn't care. I just was like, yo, what's the, emotional. And everybody that's watching this would say, I would have flipped out too. Yeah, that's the problem. We need to learn to put our feelings and emotions under the subjection of the Holy Spirit. If you're saved. If you ain't, get saved. Because you cannot not be a crash out without God. You cannot. You cannot. Your feelings and emotions are never able to be tamed without. I'm telling you, it has to be a supernatural power. Because we've been taught some really dumb stuff. We've been taught that when we get in a relationship, they belong to us. And only us. And they're only allowed to talk to us because that's what we committed to. And that people should follow their commitments. It's true, they should. But what we weren't taught was how to deal with them when they don't. Come on, y'all. Come on. That's what we were not taught. How to deal with people when they don't hold up, their end of the deal. When they don't do what they said. they're not honest, when they do lie, when they do cheat, when they do mishandle you. We've not been taught because we've watched our parents fight. Y'all, some of y'all ain't even have parents that fought. Y'all watching baddies and TV, and it don't mess y'all up, because how do you learn anything from watching somebody on TV act like an idiot? But that's where a lot of people are getting it. Be careful what your daughters are watching, your sons are watching. It's teaching them to crash out. We have a society right now that glorifies crashing out, and some of y'all think it's cute until you're no longer breathing and there's no second chance, and until your mothers and your fathers have to bury you because your crash out went a bit too far. You get what I'm saying? Until you literally listen, because some people might not even kill y'all because y'all really ain't dealt with how to deal with your feelings and emotions. You might get to the place where you crash out and then lose your mind. We got to get a hold of this thing, y'all. I'm telling you. I'm really talking about something that happens every day. I know y'all have TikTok. I know you have Instagram. I know you have Facebook. I know you do. And I know you are seeing where these guys are crashing out and they're killing these girls, killing the girls and their kids. Where these girls are crashing out because now you got so many female crash outs. It's crazy. They're crashing out and they're killing the guy simply because he don't want him no more. Simply because he's been caught cheating. Simply because something... Matter of fact, there's so many times that people have crashed out and they've been wrong. The person wasn't cheating, but let me tell you what mental health issues do. Let me tell you what being hurt over and over and lied to over and over and never really dealing with it. And this is what I mean. Never really healing from the first time you were hurt. It will cause you to have guards up, right? And so you get into a relationship with somebody else, and when they do anything similar, you don't lost it to the point like you flipping out on this person, ready to kill them, tearing up their stuff. And listen, some of you who don't know what crash outs are, let me tell you, people who get their feelings hurt one way or the other, or they're offended, and they start breaking stuff, tearing up stuff, going off verbally in public, shooting, killing, stabbing, following you to work, stalking, burning your clothes, throwing your clothes outside, showing up at your mama house, your auntie house, your job, your cousin's house, showing up at that woman's house, setting your house on fire, all those sorts of things. Getting a group of people involved to stalk you, to go follow you, to let you know where they are, let them know where you are so they can come to that place and so they can completely show out. Crash outs are people y'all see on these videos, and somebody in the McDonald's drive-through or in the inside, we're going to use McDonald's, didn't get their meal right, so they flipped over, jumped over the counter over a sauce and beat the woman to death. Crash out because they can't handle their feelings and emotions. They don't know how to communicate. They don't know how to be hurt. Deal with the hurt in a private area or with some professional help, because sometimes we can't deal with it privately, especially when you don't have God. Even when you do have God, some people just require God, and God will lead them to professional help. You get what I'm saying? So sometimes we require more than just going to deal with it by ourselves, and people don't do that. They weren't taught to communicate. They weren't taught to forgive. They weren't taught to rationalize and say, wait a minute, let me not go off right now. This is not the proper time for that. So, you have people crashing out with their kids right next to them, and the child is terrified and traumatized, and they don't see that because all they see is, oh, I'm hurt. Oh, my feelings hurt. Oh, you did me dirty. Oh, I'm offended. Oh, you disrespected me. Oh, and so they are big grown people in adult bodies with childlike emotions, childlike responses, childlike reactions, because somewhere somebody didn't tell them that this ain't Burger King and you can't have everything your way. Even when you are right, you don't get to crash out. Let me be real clear. For some of you busters that's on here like Show Sheep. No, I ain't bugging. Keep crashing out, you're gonna find out. Even when you're right, you're wrong when you crash out. It took me 50 years to get here, baby. You ain't gonna play with me about it. Even when you're right, you're wrong for crashing out. Get some help. We got to get some help. We got to talk to each other. We got to tell each other the truth. We got to hold each other accountable. You don't get to tell another person how to act. You can tell people how you would like to be treated, but you can't bug out and flip out when they don't treat you that way. That is not mature. That is not powerful. That is not strong. That is weak. That is childish. And it's dangerous. Coming back with part 3. Going to check my clothes again. I'll be back, you guys.